It's my fault. In today's ClayTrader Mail video, I want to have some fun, but actually cover a very common problem that exists in the world of trading. And it totally makes sense why it exists. Now in this case, it definitely exists a little bit more to the extreme side of things. However, it's something that needs to be paid attention to because it's going to determine whether or not you can grow as a trader, whether or not you can improve as a trader. Because unless you identify this root cause of a problem, you're never going to be able to fix it because, well, you're not identifying the problem itself. And the problem here is mistakes, being wrong, getting a bad entry point. It happens. Now, the problem with trading is normal human psychology. We as creatures, we like to be right. We like to feel good about ourselves. We like to, people tell, hey, that was a great decision you made. That inflates your ego. And I don't mean ego in the sense of, I'm the greatest thing ever, but just ego in the sense of, psychology. We like to protect our ego. And the best way we can protect our ego is, hey, I made a good decision. I was right. All that sort of good stuff. But when you transition into the world of trading, that's where the whole kind of paradigm shift happens, because it's like, yeah, trading is perfectly fine. But a lot of people don't realize that. They think that trading equates to being a bad trader, and nobody likes to admit that they're wrong. But as a trader, you gotta be able to admit you're wrong. You gotta be able to say, well, that didn't work out. I was flat out wrong, and move along. But a lot of people, they don't want to say that they were wrong. But in order to avoid this, well, what do they have to do? Well, they have to blame somebody else. And in some cases, it can get just flat out funny, flat out asinine, flat out, well, stupid. And again, not everybody takes it this extreme, but I want you to remember, if it can get this extreme, just imagine how slight it can get. And within trading, all it takes is a few little slight things to add up, and it's going to create a lot of headaches. It's going to create a lot of problems in your journey, in your attempts to be successful as a trader. So let's get to this message that I got on the message board. And yeah, unfortunately, they're dead serious when they say this. You always do this, bringing your shorters wherever you travel. You better hope there's no God, as charm reigns supreme. Then the next message. When negative things happen in your life, you won't have to ask why. So what this person is accusing me of is, hey, I know about you. You are in charge. You are the leader of a group of traders that travels around and shorts penny stocks. And the signal to short these penny stocks is when you post a video chart. It's like a bat signal up in the air. And then that cues everybody, hey, it's time to short this stock into oblivion. If you're sitting here right now thinking, wait, is this real? Are you trying to... you do lots of bad jokes, Clay, so is this one of your bad jokes? Now, unfortunately, this is not me trying to be funny. This is what some people out there think, and this is what, this trader is confronting me because, I guess they think that they got a bad entry point because they think I'm going to crash. It doesn't matter. The point here is they're not taking any responsibility. When their position goes bad, instead of sitting here saying, I didn't get the best entry point, they already have it in place. Hey, it was Clay and his group of shorters. They're the ones that caused it to go down, so it wasn't my fault at all. It was some external force that I had no control over. So, it just wasn't my fault. Again, I realize this is like really, really like a bad Hollywood movie that there's some guy that's a leader of a bunch of shorters and they go around, and instead of just like sending emails behind the scenes, this guy's got to do a public video chart in order to bring everybody. Okay, so be honest with yourself though. I'm not saying, now, if you're sitting here saying, I know, that sounds totally logical. All right, take off your tinfoil hat. You are actually in the extreme side of things. But odds are you're not going to be that way. But you could very well just, maybe that's still in your trading where you take a loss or you're in a losing position and you start, it was the Fed. It was, it was the CEO. It was, choose any of the choices out there. But at the end of the day, confront yourself. It was you. And that goes back to the first point that I made in the video of you got to identify the root cause. Because in order to fix the root cause, in order to learn as a trader, you got to be able to admit, hey, I made a mistake, or hey, I was just wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. If you come up with a logical trade plan and everything makes sense and it just doesn't work out, hey, That's just how the market goes. There are no guarantees in the market. Or if you make a mistake, look in the mirror and say, you know what, I was wrong, and on top of being wrong, I actually made a mistake too. Then, hey, you know what? At least you can start to learn from the mistake, fix the mistake. But if the mistake is not your fault, if you're not making a mistake because it's some guy and his merry band of shorters, well, then how are you ever gonna grow as a trader and fix that? Because you're not the only, your fix is gonna be, well, try to avoid stocks that Clay are on. That's not fixing anything. Hopefully you would realize that. So be aware that this is out there, not in such extreme cases, but the human mind wants to be right. It wants to feel good about itself. And in trading, you got to be able to acknowledge, you got to be able to say to yourself, I was wrong. As new traders, probably gonna have to acknowledge yourself, hey, I was wrong and I made a mistake. So just keep that in mind, be honest with yourself, do a self-evaluation. And if there are even just any hints of wanting to blame somebody else, kick those to the curb, because you are the root cause of any sort of things that are going on with your trading. And by identifying that, by realizing that, by, hey, admitting it, you can fix it. You can learn from it, and that's what we're all trying to do as traders. Learn from our mistakes so we can fix them and improve and get better over time. Now for the contest. Congratulations to Young Moon. You won the contest from last week. So contact me on the back end of the channel, and we will email you the code to the Amazon gift card. We'll give you a week to get in contact with us. So congratulations again. And like I said, just contact me through YouTube itself. We're gonna do one more contest. I say one more because between the first and the second one we did, the comments of participation in it dropped quite a bit. So I wanna see at least 20 comments. If it drops below 20 comments on this new one, we'll just disband the contest because clearly not that many people are interested, and $20 Amazon gift card's not worth doing the things that need to be done. So, but we'll give it one more try. So if you want to enter into this week's contest, 3 things you need to do: click the like button, subscribe, and then leave a comment on the video, and that'll get you entered into the contest for the $20 Amazon gift card. So hopefully you do decide to enter in. Either way, hopefully you got something from this video. Run that self-evaluation on yourself. Check to see if you're accepting 100% responsibility, because even accepting only 95% of responsibility, that's not good enough. It needs to be 100% responsibility, and that way you've identified the root cause. That way you can start to learn and improve as a trader.